Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. Warrior fan. Welcome to MCTV, Channel 20 on Eagle Cablevision. This is Mike Powers here with Josh Powers to bring you tonight's ball game. We are on the road about as much as we have ever been. We're in Horton, Kansas, up in Brown County, straight north on Highway 75, and then 10 miles back east off of there. And we are in the midst of a lightning delay. It is right now not quite 8 o'clock. We've had several times when we thought the game was going to start, and then about that time we'd have a lightning strike, or not strike, but we'd see lightning, and suddenly we'd have to start over 30 minutes. Josh, it's been frustrating.
It has been frustrating. It's my first game to make it to this year, and I'm ready for some Warrior football, but hopefully we can just ride this storm out another 10, 15 minutes and get a good football game in tonight.
This is the Central National Bank pregame show. As always, we thank Central National Bank for sponsoring our broadcasts. And let's talk a little bit about these Horton Chargers. We always try to get some sense of the opponent. They have 33 players on their roster. Horton is a 3A school in the Delaware Valley League. Now, last year they were 2-6, but they returned 18 lettermen, 8 starters on each side of the ball. We know that they've got an excellent punter. And, Josh, what else did you discern from the scouting report?
My personal scouting, talking to Coach Smith before the game, it's funny that you mentioned that they were 2-6 last year. He was talking about how we scheduled them for the first time this year, and it seems like every time we schedule a team that had a down year the year before, by the time we get to playing them, they're either undefeated or have a good record and are much improved. So based on my conversations with them, it's going to be a tough game tonight, but hopefully if we come out and play our best, we can come out with a victory tonight.
As we continue the Central National Bank pregame show, Horton is 3-1 on the young season. They, I believe it was their opening game of the year against Jackson Heights. They fell on the road, but since then they are on a run, 3 wins in a row. It's one of those games that is intriguing, fun, and scary all at the same time, because Marion last week against I just went blank. Who'd we play? Inman. Again, Inman ranked number 5 in 2A, came in undefeated, and Marion spanked them 35-0. Put together the first complete game, frankly, of the season. Offense, defense, special teams, just looked good all the way around. And now we come on the road, long bus trip against an opponent that we know nothing about. Good drop in, Josh.
There we go. Hey, I'm a rookie, so bear with me.
Talk just a little bit about the Chargers. Their quarterback is number 7, Derek Stone. He's a 5'10", 155-pound junior. Our coaching staff feels like he runs their offense very well, has good feet, runs well. One of those kids that I don't know that passing is his forte, but he seems to do what needs to be done. He gets the ball where it needs to go. And he's got a couple of receivers that seem to have pretty good hands, particularly number 15. 15 is Dakota Bayless. Bayless, 6'2", 172-pound senior. He's a big play receiver. And they've got a good offensive line, and frankly, just looks like the matchup of a really pretty good competitive football game here.
Yeah, we were watching them warm up, and I saw a lot of athletes on the field, specifically talking to Coach Kraft before the game. He said that they will be watching Trey Deshaun very closely, number 44. He's a tight end, big kid, looked like he had soft hands out there. He was moving well and catching a lot of passes, and the quarterback looked like he had a really decent arm. So that and Coach Kraft also said that both of their running backs were good athletes on their team. So I expect a lot of running the ball tonight, especially in wet conditions, and hopefully we can step up and stop that running game.
As we once again, we are in the midst of the Central National Bank pregame show, and one of the things we'll look for on the Marion offensive side of the ball is it appears that Horton plays off the ball a little bit with their defensive backs. So we're going to have an opportunity on some outs and some curls. They give a pretty good cushion. So we hit enough of those, you're going to keep moving the ball down the field, and then if they miss a tackle, you could have a big play. They're also a defense that takes some chances, so they may come in and sack you, but if you guess right, again, you might break a big play.
You could. I will also throw a bold prediction out there.
All right, let's hear it.
Excuse my stuttering. Especially, it's not raining now. I don't know if we'll see any more rain, but definitely we'll have a wet field out there. But I would say that I'm going to go ahead and say that there will be one big special teams play tonight. It could be a blocked punt or a muffed kick, but I expect for us to benefit from that. I do know that they have the best punter we've faced this year, but field position and special teams will probably play a role in this game.
Well, that's going to wrap up this portion of the Central National Bank pregame show. We'll come back and hear Casey Case's predictions for the game in just one moment. Well, we are about ready for opening kickoff, and we must tell you we are probably happier to see kickoff occur than we have been in many a moon at one of these games, as we are well over an hour past the expected start time, which in and of itself is frustrating, but considering we're 3 hours away from home, it's even more so now. You're not going to see the normal broadcast that you see here on MCTV. We will not have any instant replays. We will not have the sideline camera. We will not have any of the special effects that you're maybe used to as we've kind of come through the years. But we do have a camera. Jay Smith is up on top of the press box fighting off the lightning bolts. Casey Case is on the far sideline.
And I'm on.
You are on. Well, you missed your opportunity for the Central National Bank pregame show, but we'll let you drop in your nuggets as soon as this kickoff's over, Casey.
Okay, that was my bad. I had my headset on for a while, and then I turned it off, and I forgot what I was doing.
Well, that's par for the course for MCTV.
Bad news is we just pulled up the radar again, and there's another cell. Looks like it's heading right for us.
How far away?
Oh, if it stays on track, about 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully we'll go east. More east than north is what we want.
We'll get the first quarter sponsors in just a moment, but first let's get this opening kickoff. Marion receives a line drive kick on the ground. Marion picks it up, just falls straight forward. That was John Nordquist, and John knows he's not a back.
That was a smart play by number 50 to get on the ground, not try to return that, not try to risk a turnover.
He thrust himself to the ground. There was no doubt.
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't hurt himself. And we are, Marion's right on. I'm going to struggle with the yard lines. They're on the 30. Josh and I are in the press box looking. I've got no glass in front of me. Josh is looking through double pane. Jay's on top. Idebrecht rolls this way, fakes a pitch, keeps the ball, turns back upfield. Nice game.
Looks like a pickup of about 6 yards on first down. Good start to the quarter.
And Josh, let's talk about those first quarter sponsors.
Tonight, first quarter sponsors, we have Eagle Communications, Prairieland Partners, and Marion National Bank. We'd like to thank them and all their support of Marion Athletics.
All right, second and we're going to call it second and four for the Warriors. Lightning off in the distance. Idebrecht
Sure
pops the ball outside, and it's incomplete.
Looks like he might have come close to making that catch and ended up just trapping it.
Intended for James Jones. I think James would have been short of the first down. He would have been close. It'll bring up 3rd and 4. Now, I'm not sure how much this will show up, but the Horton uniforms were a bright and attractive royal blue before all the rain. They're now very much a navy blue color. Handoff goes the opposite way. That's Jansen. He's got the first down as he takes the ball out to the 45-yard line.
Wow, Jansen's really running strong. He just lowered his shoulder and ran over the linebacker there.
I know Coach Terrell feels like Adam is kind of growing into that lead running back role and seems to be getting better as the season progresses.
He is wearing the right number for it.
What number would that be?
44.
Yeah. All right, Warrior 1st and 10. Ball at the 46 of the Warriors. Idebrecht keeps, turns back upfield, has some running room.
Oh, he
going down the sideline. Oh, did he stay on bounds? He's in the zone. Taylor Idebrecht with the long run as the Warriors cap off the opening possession with a Case and Son touchdown.
Did you see that? He tiptoed the sideline like a professional quarterback. That was an impressive run down the sideline.
I don't know if you can hear Gene in the background, folks, but he's saying replay, which normally we'd be showing you a replay, but we can't do that tonight, and Gene is cruel. I thought he was really giving me a replay for a minute there.
Hey, guys, from my angle over here, Taylor got on that sideline, and he turned it on. He's a fast kid. He's not world-class sprinter speed, but he's faster than just about every other kid on this field tonight.
Griff Case with the point after attempt. It's up.
And it's good.
So the Warriors go up 7-0 early in this game. Casey, it looked to me like the Horton defender might have had an opportunity to get a hold of Taylor, but the only real way he had to do it, he had his hand and he was going to grab the back of the shoulder pads, which of course would have been a horse collar penalty. So he didn't do it, and then he just slipped on down, and that was it. Taylor was off to the races.
Would have been better than a touchdown.
Would have had, yeah, it would have been. I mean, you get the penalty, but you're still.
Yeah, I'm not promoting dirty play. I guess that's kind of considered a dirty play, but now Taylor he turned it on when he got to the outside. Boy, I hope we can just see more of this and hold off that lightning. And
you would have to think that there's going to come a point in time that if we can't keep playing, that the coaches are going to have to huddle up and decide, all right, what do we do here? Non-league game, non-district game. Now, Casey, you might speak to this. I was told that I think you were the one that told me that Horton is actually hosting a meal for the Marion players after the game.
That's what I hear. It's called the fifth quarter, and they announced it a little bit up on the PA, and I believe, I don't know if it's something they do regularly, but I know Grant said they were going to feed the team after the game. So this whole thing has had kind of a feel-good feel to it ever since the start. I know Grant and Griff Case, pretty nice kick.
Very nice kick into the end zone.
There's a fake reverse.
Fake reverse. Yep. They're going around that far side. Got some room there.
Lane.
Early Griff has got a step in. Case takes him out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Big return, 60-yard return for the Horton Chargers.
Good thing Griff really kept his responsibility there. If he would have come up and not taking a good angle on that, he was gone.
Yeah, then that's all about the angle there, because the guy coming at you is going full speed, and I don't care how fast you are, you've got to get the right angle.
They did a fake reverse, and it kicked us out. Oop.
Had the crowd
Casey, you're still on.
I know. Sorry, guys. I just realized that. I was explaining to my wife what happened.
From the Marion 40 now, Horton with great field position to start their opening possession. Quarterback keeps, goes around the right side. Going to get hit hard right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Horton starts the game with a run inside. Did notice from the scouting report they're going to throw the ball a lot too. Again, talked to the coaches. They said they were about 50-50, and the quarterback does have a strong arm, so we'll see where they go from here.
That was a great start by our defense. Josh, you haven't seen our defense play. You're in for a treat. You are in for a treat.
2nd and 10. Quarterback from the shotgun. Back to pass. Looks this direction. Oh, good quick throw. That's going to be a first down for the Chargers.
Just a quick slant. Nice, easy throw. We had 2 defenders there. Just missed the play.
You know, Josh said in the pregame I mentioned in just reviewing the scouting report, I got the impression that maybe the Warriors didn't think that the quarterback was as much of a thrower as he was a runner, but so far I think his arms look pretty good. And maybe I just misread maybe I just misinterpreted what they were saying in the scouting report.
Well, I haven't seen him go deep yet, but he was really accurate on his short passes in the pregame.
Nice touch, nice pass. Oh, high snap. Quarterback keeps it. He's going to get brought down. He just got the most out of that he could. Going to end up getting a couple of yards.
You and Casey were discussing the feel-good feeling from this game. I thought it was odd when there was the cancellation of the game we were originally playing. Us and Horton were the only 2 teams in the state that had an off week, and both 3A teams, so it worked out perfectly.
Worked out very well. 2nd and 8 now for the Chargers. Quarterback pitches. Man's got some running room out there. Gets around that corner. He's forced out of bounds. He's going to be short of the first down.
Looks like he's about 3 yards from the first down.
Ball carrier was number 12, Jordan Mathias.
We dodged a bullet there. Pollock hit him about 4 yards out of bounds, and I cannot believe the flag didn't come out.
Shh, there's an official right there.
We couldn't see it from our angle.
Oh, my God. I'm shocked. I am shocked the flag did not come out.
What do we got, about 3rd and 3 over there, Casey?
Third and 3.
Looks like.
They're going to need to get to about the Warrior 18-yard line.
Defense needs to stiffen up.
Defense played spectacularly last week. Quarterback wants to pass. Straight drop. Ball's away. It's caught. Did the ball come out? No, I don't think so.
Couldn't see from here. We're going to have to depend on Casey for that.
It's going to be a first down.
Well, we had 8 men on the line of scrimmage. We were definitely gearing up for the run there, and again, they came out and threw the ball.
As best I can tell, the line of scrimmage is going to be about the Warriors' 16, maybe 17. It's hard to tell for sure. Haven't seen anything. Now we have a flag. I was getting ready to say we haven't seen anything particularly tricky from Horton. They've just come out in the same offense and performed very well. Got a false start signal against the Chargers, and I did not see that. Now, if it was a procedure, I guess it could have been they didn't have enough people on the line of scrimmage.
Well, pushing back to 1st and 15.
Yep, 1st and 15. Ball's going to be just on the outside of the 20-yard line now.
Again, lightning off in the distance.
Just as long as it stays in the distance.
Oh, my.
That was number 55, Kyle Palick, who came shooting through.
Blew it up.
Hit the quarterback in the backfield, and Horton recovered that ball. I sure thought Marion was on top of that.
There's no way. I saw our guy laying on it. Huh.
You know, Coach Tieroff asked me not to slip up, and that did remind me of Dusty Delaney, so I have to throw a few of those out.
All right,
there.
you can do that. Some ghost
Golden Bear.
Ghost of Warriors past. 2nd and 15. There's a pitch coming around this way. Just nothing there.
That play was blown up from the beginning again. That was the defensive line surge. Looked like 55 in there again.
Caleb Williams along with 55. Palick.
Williams had a takedown on that kid.
He did.
He just picked him up and slammed him to the ground. Like Bulldog Bob Brown.
Oh, now you're real. That's a blast from the past. All-star wrestling there. Lost on that play. It's 3rd and 7. 3rd and 17, excuse me. And we hear thunder.
Lined up in the shotgun.
One back this time. Straight drop. Quarterback goes long into the end zone. The man's there. That's a perfect third pass, and that's a Horton touchdown. So Horton answers the Warrior call. Marion marched down the field quickly with a long run by Heidebrecht, and Horton with the long pass now makes the score Marion 7, Horton 6 with the extra point attempt coming up.
Well, that's disappointing, but you know, it's been an interesting night so far with the weather, and so far it looks like we've got a great game on our hands.
I think they just signaled to put 30 minutes on the clock after this. I hope I'm wrong, but
I hope you're wrong, too.
No, Casey, no.
It is starting to rain. They're going for 2.
They're moving all over the place, too. They didn't get it.
Man's hit at the line. He gets nothing. So is this like a baseball game? If the score if it ends right now, do we win since we're ahead 7-6?
If it was halftime, I'd say maybe.
Yeah, maybe. We got to get to the 5th inning, huh?
Well, Mike, I don't know if you were watching this game, but the Royals did have a game this year where they kept delaying until they finally finished the game at 4 o'clock in the morning. So if we got to do it, we got to do it.
I'm not sure we'll be able to keep Gene here that long. Well, we have a rain delay. We're going to bring Jay Smith down off of the top of the press box. We'll be back when the game restarts.
I don't think we do.
You don't think we do?
No, I don't think we have.
Okay, after a lengthy delay that, of course, seemed like just a second to you, it's now a 9:10 local time, and we are ready for the kickoff. Horton kicking off after responding to the Warrior score with a score of their own. And as we mentioned before, our score is 7-6 Marion, and here's the kickoff. That one's in the air at least, end over end. Right up the gut. Jacob Baldwin with the return.
Once again, short kick, not kicking it to the deep man.
Casey, real quick, before we went back on the air, you had a little Merrill Teller weather report for us.
Weather update is this line of storms is moving off very slowly. There's no wind. I think that's why the line of storms is barely moving to the east. It's streaming from south to north, and I think it has moved to the east of us. Hopefully it'll stay east.
Warriors now back in business from their own 35. Ball pop. No, that's keeper by Heidebrecht. Nice job as he's got the first down. He cuts back to the middle of the field. There's the third race. No one's going to catch Taylor Heidebrecht. Nice job of running interference, and he's in the zone with a Case and Son touchdown. And let's give some credit to John Norquist, who did a great job of escorting him.
30 minutes, but longer than that, 45 minutes of sitting around the locker room and just coming out first play, back in the game. And he's feeling it tonight, isn't he?
He certainly is. I was thrown off as the crowd right below us yelled ball, and I thought we had handed off and fumbled, and I looked up, and Taylor's got the ball, and he's taking it to the end zone.
It was a great fake on Taylor's part. He had the ball all the way in there. If this was an ESPN game, they would have followed right away. They would have missed that.
I've got a light pole directly between me and the placement of the ball. I can see Griff, and I can see Taylor. And now we got a flag.
False start.
We got a procedure or false start, so they'll push it back 5. Not a problem. The only thing I would worry about, Griff certainly has plenty of leg for this. All-league kicker for the Warriors, and the only thing that would worry me would be if he would slip, if that field is slick, if he would slip at all. But
You want to move it back so you can see the play.
No, not
Gene points out they want to move it back so I'd have a better view, and that did help me out.
Shades of Sacred Heart back in the day.
Yeah, that's right, Casey. I get the low snap. It's up.
Good snap.
That was a really, really good kick, and they made a real rush at that. I wish we were able to show replays tonight. Because he kept his head down and kicked that with a lot of blue shirts coming at him.
Hey, guys, I had a pretty good look at Taylor's run, and that's a spectacular run by Taylor. Maybe one of the best runs I've ever seen him do, and the reason I say that is because he took the ball, pulled the ball out of the fullback, kept it, came around, waited for his blocker to get in front of him, got outside his blocker, and then cut the thing back up against the grain. It was a thing of beauty. And Zach Robson walks by me and he says, "Speed kills." And I said, "Yeah, and it doesn't hurt when you know how to follow your blockers and you have some really nice moves." That was a great run. Puts Taylor Heidebrecht well over 100 yards in the first quarter rushing.
Yeah, it's hard to believe we're in the first quarter. I mentioned earlier my biorhythms are telling me it's time to go nighty-night. But luckily, Taylor and the rest of the Marion kids apparently aren't feeling that way. And now, last time the Chargers had a 60-yard return off of Griff Case's kickoff.
And Griff put that thing on about the 2-yard line. If he could get it a couple of yards farther, we'll eliminate the return.
So from the 40, here's the kick. Good kick, end over end. Again, taken inside the 5, fake reverse.
Not faked out.
Boy, that's a big hit down there. Inside the 10-yard line, around the 5.
My mic was on. Could you hear that woo from, I think that was Jake Baldwin.
I thought that was you, Casey.
That wasn't me. That was Jake Baldwin coming right by me. Yeah, they've got the ball at the 5-yard line.
That was not you? That was Jake? Seriously?
Casey was that pumped.
All right.
I got to get closer. I'm out of range when I get to the goal line. Yeah, no, Jake came by me and let out that big whoop, war holler, whatever you want to call it. So let's see. Let's watch our defense stiffen up here. That touchdown, I don't mean there. I'll let you call this play, then I'll tell you what I want to say.
1st and 10 from the 5-yard line. Horton's second possession of the ball game. Straight up the middle, and just a host of Warriors pushing back, maybe a yard gain. Go ahead,
Stuffed
Casey.
in there by the interior defensive line.
That ball almost came out. What I was going to say on Horton's touchdown play, I watched the kid. He was Griff's man, and the kid started out clear on the right side, ran about 20 yards downfield, then about 40 yards across the field. I can't believe the quarterback sat back in the pocket and had that much time.
And it was he put that ball right on the money, too. No gain on that play. 2nd and 10, Horton from their 5.
Blitz right up the middle.
Quarterback wants to pass, gets some pressure, gets it away. It's just over everyone's head.
Great penetration in there. You got to wonder if that killed their spirits a little bit coming out after that long delay, and we score on the first play.
Josh, that was one of the things that I wondered how the teams would come out of that delay. Would they both come out still pumped? Would they both come out lethargic? I suppose for Marion to break one, momentum's a huge thing in sports and particularly football.
Absolutely. I'm sure they're feeling it right now. We've got them backed up deep in their own territory, about the 6-yard line, 3rd down and 9.
Unless we see some sort of a draw, I'm pretty sure we're going to see him pass here.
Quarterback straight drop.
That deep over the middle.
A lot of pressure. Gets the ball away.
Oh, we're going to pick that.
That is picked off. That's
intercepted by Trevor Cruz.
Late flag.
Where is the flag, Casey? In the middle of the field?
Came in after the play. I think we're going to have a late hit of some sort. Great pressure that time by the defensive line. That's what I'm talking about. If we put that kind of pressure on him, he's not going to throw that perfect pass every time.
That was a big mistake on Horton's quarterback's part. Never throw late over the middle. We had probably 4 guys just waiting back there playing center field.
Half the distance to the goal line is going to put the ball on the 5-6 yard line, best I can tell from this angle.
Here we are back in business.
Warriors lead 14-6, 5:29 to go, first quarter. Heidebrecht from the pistol. Jansen's a fullback. 10 Williams, the ball carrier, fighting hard over that left side. Williams with a Kaysenson touchdown.
That's a total of 2 offensive plays for us since we've come back from the delay, 2 touchdowns.
And there's an injured player on the field.
Great effort right there by Caleb Williams. He was met right at the line of scrimmage, put a little spin move on, second effort. It's his senior year, and he wants to show everybody he can run hard.
Casey, I can't believe he's a senior. I guess I'm showing the fact I'm an old man, but some of these kids I thought were just freshmen yesterday. Well, we've got a Tampa State Bank timeout. Now, we had the longest Tampa State Bank timeout in history earlier tonight as we dodged lightning bolts. And let's talk again about our first quarter sponsors.
It feels like it's been hours since the last time I said this. Maybe it actually has been hours, but we'd like to thank tonight Eagle Communications, Prairieland Partners, and Marion National Bank for all their support. And while we're talking about that, let's hope the best for the Horton player out there on the field.
Injured player started to get up on his own. So, I don't know if he might have...
Dead silence here.
Yeah, and here he comes. Looks like Marion trainer Jason Vina was out there along with Horton coaches. And he is coming off. I started to say I saw him get up, so I thought, well, maybe he just got knocked somewhat goofy, and you know how you start to get up and then you don't know where you are, but that's a real
blue flame.
Yeah. They always used to say those kind of things. That's very non-PC now.
I think that's probably.
I still like the blue. I still like the blue flame. I can still see that sucker. I saw it enough times. I know what it looks like.
And Casey, and you are a perfect example of the dangers of too many concussions.
Between Casey and I might have a couple of good examples.
Griff Case can have a sore leg as we're middle of the first quarter attempting his third extra point after 2 kickoffs and getting ready for a third. It's up, it's in. Warriors 21, Chargers 6, 5:22 to go, first quarter.
Here we are, Mike, still in the first quarter, and as we were talking about momentum, we've come out 21-6, just jumped all over them. 1 defensive possession, 3 and an interception. So this is looking positive, and we are headed down the right track here in the first quarter.
I think Casey would agree with this, that as this season has progressed, that this defense, which I think we all hoped would be improved and thought would be improved, is turning into not just improved, but turning into one fine high school defense.
No comment from Casey.
The Warriors getting ready for another kickoff here, and
I was over talking to Scott Heidebrecht about Taylor's run, but no, you're Josh. This is Josh's first time to see this defense. When I saw us against Sedgwick, even though we lost the game, I came out of that game thinking, man, we are not going to lose very many games with a defense like this. And as long as we keep them all healthy and flow under the ball, we've got some ball players out there. And I
You're
mean,
right.
you go to the 11th man, every one of them is a ball player.
I think up to this point, it's really been won both sides on the offense and defensive line.
Griff Case with another kick. This one a little lower, angling and caught at the 5-yard line. Nice catch on the run by the Horton ball carrier. He breaks through, gets hit initially. That was Zach Robson who slowed him down. And then number 75 who makes the tackle is Zach Lumen.
Got the ball back to about the 31-yard line. Looked like he was about to break free there, but we shut him down just right at the right time.
If I'm a Horton fan, I have to be very frustrated because they've certainly shown some flashes with their kickoff returns and the big pass play, but all of a sudden in a game that I'm sure they felt like they were competing quite well in, they're down 21-6. Quarterback keeps, goes around the right side. That's a nice gain. He's off to the races. Only James Jones has a chance at him. Jones brings him down. And James Jones has really gotten good at using that hand as a tomahawk to try to knock the ball out.
Although it was a negative play and we gave up a big, probably 40-yard gain there, that was an impressive tackle by James Jones. Took the correct angle on it and did use that strip tackle. 5 out of 10 times you'll knock the ball out there.
That was one of those where we bent, and luckily we didn't break. I was watching the corner out here. He must have been playing the pitch man because he was doing what he's supposed to do. I guess it was a linebacker, but quarterback ran right by him.
1st and 10 from the 30. Horton comes around this way. Big hit on the quarterback. The Warriors stretch this out, take him down. There's going to be no gain on that play.
That is why I wish I'd have played defensive end in high school. Zach Lumen, I think it was Zach Lumen, came across, and a quarterback read him and pitched the ball, but he paid the price. I guarantee you, if our defensive ends do that to him every time, he will get gun shy, and that play will not work at all.
Casey, that's what they always say is, an option team or a team that's running that type of play, it'll work for a while, but if you hit them every time by the 3rd quarter, it just doesn't work as well for them. Lining up in an I formation now, still in the shotgun. Quarterback wants to pass, has pressure, gets the ball away. Nice catch. Ball carrier goes down, I believe, just short of the 1st down. We'll have to wait for the spot.
And that's number 22 for Horton, Spencer De Los Santos on the catch.
It'll be 3rd and a long, too. I'm real impressed right now with Derek Stone, the quarterback. He's really hanging in there and doing a good job for the Chargers.
Yeah, they come in and go 3 out on this possession. It'd be tough to get back in the game.
A lot of movement on the Warriors side. Quarterback keeps. Oh, they missed him in the backfield, and I think they brought him up short of the 1st down. Had an opportunity to drop him for a loss.
I think they still may have. I think he's well short of the 1st down.
And I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but Morgan Wheeler is just throwing his guy aside every time like a rag doll, the way he's penetrating that line.
Okay, short loss on the play. It'll be 4th down, and you had to figure this would be 4-down territory. No reason to punt this deep in the Warriors into the field. Need to get to just about the 20 for a 1st down. So big 4th down and 2 here. Quarterback keeps.
Did not get it. Did not get it.
It looks like he is going to be short.
Did not get it.
Let's see if they measure.
That looked like Wheeler and Trevor Cruz there on the tackle. And a whole other gang of Warriors.
Yeah, that was a bad spot. They didn't spot it anywhere near where the referee's foot was.
I think it looks like both coaching staffs are upset with the spot, so that, if you got both coaches mad at you, I don't know what that means. Yeah, I think what I'm hearing now, and we talked about this last week, is they move the ball and then they measure. We saw this exact same thing happen last week. It makes no sense. Here's the stretch of the chain.
Short.
Boy, it's not short by much, but it really doesn't matter. The ball turns over to the Warriors, so they'll have a 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Guys, they moved that spot twice. The guy that marked the ball marked it, and then the referee set it down about a whole football in front of his foot. Coach Tiroff started yelling and screaming. Guy looks over, picks it up, and moves it back. So that's why the other coach was upset.
That's why the Horton coach was upset.
Because they moved the ball twice.
Okay, that makes no sense whatsoever.
And if they'd have had it in the original spot, it would have been a first down.
The only good thing is that ultimately the Warriors should have gotten the ball back anyway, and we do. So
I don't think we can emphasize enough. Oh, I thought
we've got a Tampa State Bank timeout called by the Horton Chargers.
Let's take a quick opportunity to mention our sponsors again. We are going to thank Eagle Communications, Prairieland Partners, and Marion National Bank. Again, thank you. And as we've got 3:13 left in the first quarter, we can't emphasize enough how important that stop was after giving up the big play, the big run by Horton's quarterback on the first run of that drive. If they go in on a score there and come back within a touchdown, they're back in the game. And with that huge fourth down stop, we've got an opportunity to really put this game out of reach.
I want to also make sure we acknowledge our broadcast area sponsor. Jerry Cady Insurance sponsors our broadcast area each and every week, and we love it when our broadcast area is in the friendly confines of the top story of the Marion Warriors press box. But I got to tell you, the Horton guys have been just absolutely wonderful. They've let us squeeze into their press box. They let us bother them up here while it was raining and lightning, and Gene was quite irritating, but they didn't throw him out. I thought they were going to.
Well, they made him sit on top.
So I made him go up and hold the lightning rod. But we do want to thank Jerry Cady Insurance, our broadcast area sponsor. So Warriors 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
I haven't seen Jansen much tonight, guys.
No, really haven't. But then all we've seen is Heidebrecht right, Heidebrecht left. Here's Jansen, Casey. That's what you wanted to see right there. Nice run by Jansen as he gets the ball out to the 39-yard line and the Warriors first down.
Shades of the old number 44, John Riggins right there. The way he kind of rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, diving forward. Awesome run.
John Riggins, who played at Centralia High School just down the road here.
Not too far, is it?
Not very far at all.
Apparently Casey called the play there?
Yes, he did.
I do that a lot.
Yeah. He just kind of whispers, and then they call Casey's play.
Okay, we're going to pass. We're going to pass this time. We're going to throw it down the field.
Let's see it.
Griff split right.
Jansen is your fullback. Williams and Cruz are the slot backs. Jansen with a carry. Runs through a tackle. He's still running. Runs through another arm tackle. Just tripped up as he gets the ball to the 46-yard line of the Chargers.
That was just a simple trap play to the left. Followed his blockers. Broke a couple of tackles and picked up a first down.
Boy, guys, I like how he runs hard, but he still runs awful straight up and down. Now, don't get me wrong, he runs through tackles, but I'd love to see him just lower that shoulder and bowl some people over.
Warriors now on the Chargers' side of the field. 1st and 10. Split Jones and Williams out. Williams in the slot. Williams goes in motion. Right into the hands of the Horton guard. You have the name of
number 23, Josh Allen, their inside linebacker.
That was an interception of a pitch. It was basically an interception of a lateral.
I think that'd be ruled as a fumble. Heidebrecht was going down, tried to make the pitch, and they just stepped right in.
Boy,
go ahead, Casey.
I was going to say, boy, you don't see that very often. That kid, I don't know if he was coming on a blitz or what, but he was unblocked, and I don't know if he read that thing or if he just found the ball in his hands.
Yeah, what it worked out to be was a perfectly defended play, and Horton now trailing 21-12 will go for 2. Quarterback under center with a man in motion. Pitch that's going that direction. And he's hitting the backfield and drugged down.
Tell you what, 55, Kyle Palick, all over the field tonight. Looks like he ran him down over there on the far sideline.
So we talked about momentum earlier, and we were in a situation where had the Warriors driven downfield and scored, I'm not saying Horton would give up. I don't know enough about the team, but it certainly would put them in a real hole. Now, all of a sudden, it's a one-score game.
No, it's not.
Well,
almost.
Well, thanks to the 2-point conversions,
Yeah.
we still have a 9-point lead.
I was actually giving them that
Not many people
Extra
in Marion
point.
probably know. You know, obviously, Mike over here is my dad, but he did. I believe he was held back in 5th grade because of his math skills.
Multiples of 2 thing. But Josh, you mentioned 55, Kyle Powell. He is all over the field. He's about a 200 and now right around 200 pounds of lean, mean. He's a junior, lean, mean junior machine. And as if you notice, right next to him is Morgan Wheeler. And those guys bring it every week, as do the rest of our defensive linemen. I mean, you throw Nordquist in there, Nick Meyer. I mean, like I said, I'm proud of our defense. They're very impressive this year. Hats off to Jerry Smith, our defensive coordinator.
Right, yeah. Jerry was not happy with last year's defense, and boy, did he get it improved. An over-end kick. Jones takes it, comes to the left side of the field, has a little running room. He spins past one defender and gets the ball out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Looks like he brought it back to the 40. It's hard to believe, guys, but we still have 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah, I don't think that's right. I think it's first half.
It's first
Is
quarter.
it? It is first
I
quarter.
know it. I'm just kidding. Hey, we finally got a kickoff to one of our deep men. James almost turned around and looked like what am I doing with the ball?
It's true. He hasn't seen many opportunities recently. All right, Warriors with great field position, starting just across the 40-yard line. Warriors have to be kicking themselves for basically giving up 6 points there. Hand off to Jansen. Nice
Huge
run.
hole.
22, nice down. Takes out Jansen's legs, but not till he gets a 6-7 yard gain.
Yeah, if 22 Santos isn't there, he's off to the races.
I think it's just a matter of time before he's breaking everything for 8, 10, 12 yards. It's just a matter of time before we tear them down and start breaking a lot of big runs. We've already broke a couple of big runs.
Yeah, a lot of defensive backs making tackles deep in the backfield here on running plays, so it's a good sign for the Warriors. 2nd and 4. Heidebrecht comes this direction, keeps the ball as he cuts back upfield, middle of the field against the grain. Heidebrecht's to the 40-yard line of the Chargers and a Warrior first down.
Tell you what, Heidebrecht is running. He's cutting, spinning all over the field, and it's really his cuts that are impressing me.
Robson's coming out of the ball game. Case coming back in. Now Robson turns around and comes back as Baldwin goes out. So Case and Robson will be your wideouts, one on each side of the formation. Slot backs are Williams and Cruz. Jansen the fullback. Nordquist the center with handoff to Jansen. He's going to pick up 5 before he's pushed back.
He did a good job of keeping both hands on the ball there. They were playing gang tackle defense, trying to strip the ball, and he had both hands on the ball. That's good work.
Warriors at the 35-yard line, just short of the 35-yard line of the Chargers.
25 seconds left in the first quarter.
Probably the last play of this quarter, and then we'll go to the St. Luke Hospital quarterly report. Jansen with the handoff. Nice run by Jansen. He's got about 4 people hanging on him as he gets the ball down to the 25-yard line. Another first down. That stops the clock. 12 seconds to go in this first quarter.
Another first down on this drive. We've really been handing over to Adam Jansen and just letting him run with it. Like you said, took 4 men to bring him down. He's protecting the ball and running the clock.
So that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. And now it's time for the St. Luke Hospital quarterly report. Let's go down to Casey.
Hey, guys, it's been a whirlwind of a first quarter, probably one of the longest first quarters in the history of Marion football. I can't remember, Mike, that year we were down at Rose Hill and we came back and finished the game on Saturday. I can't remember where we were in that game. I guess you're not going to tell me. Maybe you can't remember either. But anyway, if you notice off to the east, and I'm still having a hard time because this field is east and west. That way's east. A lot of lightning over there. That's a great place for that lightning to be. I think this whole thing has finally moved far enough east where it's not going to affect us anymore. Knock on wood. And also, I want to say something about Adam Jansen, and I hope I don't jinx the kid, but one of the most impressive things about his ball carrying this year is the way he hangs onto the ball. If you notice when he runs in traffic, he's got that ball in both hands, And so far, I don't know, the first game where we had about 5 or 6 fumbles, a lot of those had to do with snaps that weren't perfect or the exchange that wasn't perfect. But since this offense has gotten a groove, we've put the ball on the ground very few times. And if you noticed on this interception, we didn't put the ball on the ground. The kid just picked it off and ran the other way. So look for our offense to continue to play good, solid offense, hang on to the ball, and who knows, maybe we'll even throw a couple passes, change things up a little bit.
Casey, you and I both know that ball can be pretty slippery when it's been raining, so all that more important to hold on to that ball.
Slippery when wet.
Casey, I wasn't snubbing you. My battery died. I was changing out, but it was halftime. The Rose Hill game was delayed at halftime. We came back the next day for the second half.
And we beat them.
Jansen was carried right up the middle of the field.
Right on cue.
Casey, that game, the Rose Hill game, was 28-0 at halftime. We came back the next day, and all we did was run clock and won 28-0.
That's what I was thinking. I was not able to come back that Saturday. I had other plans, I think, but yeah, I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Well, Jamie Cooper had broken his jaw, and everything was weird that second half. Anyway, back to this ball game. Warriors 1st and 10 from the Chargers 10-yard line, leading 21-12 early here in the second quarter. Heidebrick keeps, puts on a move, gets around the right side. Taylor Heidebrick hit in the zone with a Casenson touchdown.
Once again, he had me faked. I thought he handed the ball off. Short loss on the play.
Another nifty move on Taylor today. He put the move, cut inside on the defensive back, and all he could do is put his hand on him and pray.
3 touchdowns for Heidebrick in the first half. Well over 100 yards rushing.
I think he had over 100 yards rushing after the first 2 possessions.
Yeah, you're right.
Griff got the kicking shoe on, going to try the extra point.
Delay a game, I think.
Calling procedure.
Nope.
You know, I'm serious. A 5-yard penalty here. Now, you don't want the penalty for that reason, but if it were delay, because you don't want to hurry, you want to get the shoe on correctly. I just don't think that 5 yards makes much difference. We've had times in the past where 5 yard we may not be able to get it to the crossbar from this distance. Good snap. Placement's good.
Yeah, that's good from about 35.
Certainly was. Number 15 for the that's Dakota Bayless for the Chargers came flying through and was just short of blocking that, but good strong kick, and the Warriors now go up 28-12.
I thought that kid was going to block it. He was right on it.
He was. Our Warrior sponsors tonight are Marion Auto Supply, Edward Jones Investment Company, Gambino's Pizza, HRK Variety. If Jay Smith were in Marion right now, and he'd be baking pizza instead. He's on top of the press box. And Jay, shake the camera if you can hear me. He can hear me. We have no visual. The only way we know Jay didn't fall off is if we ask him to do something and we see this picture move here.
And just so everybody knows, throughout the entire rainstorms and all the delays, Jay never left the roof. He manned through the entire way.
We told him
trooper.
We told him to go up there and take the tripod and hold it as high in the air as he could.
Don't come down.
We did that because that's what Judy told us to do, but that's beside the point.
Guys, we still have 0 wind. I mean, that flag is as limp as it can be. So I'd look for the same kind of kick.
Yeah, no difference whether you're kicking one way or the other here. Line drive kick from Griff. Bounces, taken at the 10-yard line. Oh, right up the middle. And Bayless runs. Well, no, he doesn't. I'm going to have to see who that was. That was Jones, had him by the ankle and just held on, and Bayless went down. But again, great returns, going to set them up at the 40-yard line.
Good tackle by James Jones. Let's see how we come out and react on defense. I talked to some of the Horton guys up here before the game, and they said they haven't been favored in a single game this year, but obviously at 3-1, they're a team with a lot of heart. So let's see how we come out on defense here.
They split out a receiver on each side of their offensive formation. 2 backs in the backfield with the quarterback. Stays in that shotgun. Has shown a good arm here so far. And he wants to throw now. He's going to go deep. That was Robson there with the coverage. So pass is incomplete.
You can see their quarterback's arm, though. He's shown his legs and his arm quite a bit tonight.
Hey, he put the spin on that ball. I'm telling you, Zach Robson defended his man about as well as he could, but that kid can throw the ball.
Yes, he can. Yeah, Zach was there, but if he leads the guy by a half a yard less, it's probably a completion, maybe a touchdown.
There's another. We got to put more pressure on him. We put no pressure on him that time, and we gave him time to throw the ball, and he did.
2nd and 10 from their own 40. 11:19 to go, second quarter. And when the quarterback, he had no chance there. That was Kyle Palick on the blitz, and Kyle came through untouched. Quarterback knew he had no chance. He just kind of squatted down and waited to be hit.
I've got to shout out 75, Zach Lumen on that play, too. He held his guy up and was right in there on the tackle as well.
Nick Myers lining up right over the center in the middle of this formation. Nordquist on the right side, defensive end. Lumen on the left side. Case on the coverage up top. Jones on the coverage
right
down
the
low.
middle.
Quarterback has time. Gets a pass. James Jones.
James just missed the interception. I think he was already seeing visions of the end zone and maybe just started running with the ball before he really had it.
James read that perfectly. That'll bring up 4th down, so we'll see our first punt of the evening. Jordan Mathias, a senior, drops back the kick for the Chargers.
He is a good punter, one of the better punters we've faced this year.
The Warriors had some confusion there as we had too many men on the field and end up calling a timeout. That's a Tampa State Bank timeout, the first charge to the Warriors in this half. I've got a trivia question. If you are listening to this and you want to make $5, MCTV will give you $5. All you have to do is go into Health Mart Pharmacy, one of our proud sponsors, and find one of their employees, Mackie Taylor, and tell her that you heard on MCTV that her husband's first job after he and she got married was in Horton, Kansas, where we are right now. So you go. So we'll ask Mackie, if someone comes up to her and says, "I heard on Channel 20 that your first place you lived after you got married was in Horton," she will give us your name, and we will get $5 to you.
Can we do that, Mike? Is that legal?
No, you can't do it, Casey.
I only see one problem with that, and I hope Mackie doesn't watch these broadcasts on Sunday, but are you sure that her memory is well enough to remember that it was in Horton or to be able to tell you who asked her?
Now you're just being mean. Heidebrecht deep for the Warriors. Snelling, the up man. Low snap. Fielded cleanly. Punt away.
Just get away.
Yeah, Heidebrecht's just going to stay away from it. It's going to roll out of bounds on about the 17-yard line, so that'll have be a good net punt.
That was a nice punt.
Warriors with no opportunity, and the last thing they want to see is Heidebrecht with an open field.
I was seeing visions of his 4th touchdown already tonight.
It's kind of weird. After getting here and from about 6 o'clock on, we had lightning popping here, there, and yonder. It was raining. It was not. It was raining. It was not. About every time you thought that it was just weird because every time it lightning, they had to restart the clock at 30 minutes, and now there's no wind, there's no lightning, there's nothing.
Perfect night for football.
Yeah,
Friday Night Lights.
Jansen with the carry. That time they meet him at the line. He's going to have just a short gain. Casey, I'm glad you mentioned the Sacred Heart reference because that's exactly what these light poles are like. There's just dead spots where you've got a light pole in front of you.
Well, if I remember correctly, at Sacred Heart, the pole is right in front of us. I mean, wasn't it dead center in front of the press box?
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
I do think they replaced them while we were still playing there. I remember going there and saying, hey, there's no pole in front of us.
And we're so old that they're now redoing that whole complex.
Just under 10 minutes left in the second quarter.
Jansen with the carry again. Fights hard to get the ball out to the 20. It's going to bring up third down and long for the Warriors.
3rd and 7, 3rd and 8.
We'll call it 3rd and 7 from the 20-yard line.
Good opportunity to go to the air here, but as I know, Coach Cheeroff isn't afraid to run the ball on 3rd down and long as well.
One thing you've got with Heidebrecht is you've got a quarterback who can, any passing play, if he doesn't see anybody open, he can tuck and run and be just as dangerous as if it were a called running play in the first place. Heidebrecht does want to pass. A lot of pressure. Gets the ball away long. That's going to fall short, and I'll tell you what, great job out there by Robson to break that up, or that could have been intercepted.
Yeah, that pass was intended for Robson. Just for a second there, I thought he might have the opportunity to even come back and make the catch, but if you can't make the catch, you got to turn into the defender there, at least knock the ball down. We're lucky to have held on and have an opportunity to punt here.
So Williams will drop back to punt for the Warriors.
Two back for Horton.
Best defensive stand of the night for the Chargers. Good snap. Oh, it's a fake. No, he gets away. He gets away the rugby-style kick. Takes a good Marion bounce. Goes out of bound at the, well, I'll wait for the spot here. Looks like about the 48-yard line.
I thought he was about to pull up and throw that. Turned out to be the rugby-style kick.
Gotta love that, guys.
The rugby-style kick?
Oh, yeah,
Casey,
that's awesome.
Why was that because he thought he was getting too much pressure up the middle, or was that just a called play?
It looked like a called play. We've never seen a guy in motion before on that. I think we were trying to make them think it was a fake, but I think he planned to run and kick that the entire way. I'll find out when I get home, but I'm pretty sure that was a planned deal.
All right, trailing 28-12 with 8:54 to go in the second quarter. The Chargers with great field position from their own 48. Want to make use of this. Quarterback keeps. Nice run's going to get him 5 yards.
It's been a battle of the two quarterbacks running the ball tonight, but our defense continues and seems to stiffen up even more as the half goes on.
Boy, Kyle Pollack got grabbed onto. I was wondering why the guy ran right by him. And then at the end of the play, I saw him. He had to pry himself loose from number 23. Had a hold of him with both hands.
We'll make that a 4-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and 6 for the Chargers. Warriors need to stop them right here. We do not want to let them get down here and get a march and a score, and they'll be right back in this ball game.
Motion right.
As they come this direction, the Warriors seem to have it well defended, and they do. No gain on that play. Lumen and Case in on the takedown.
Zach Lumen did a great job of stringing that thing out that time.
Good job by Griff as well. As Lumen was holding him up, Griff was punching at the ball, trying to knock that loose.
When Griff's dad was playing, he wouldn't have been punching at the ball. He'd have been punching at the kidneys.
Throat.
Yeah. You know, back then, stripping the ball was not even hardly thought of.
You're right.
I mean,
yeah.
Now you see it on. I'm glad I'm not a running back today. That'd be hell, because I don't remember guys ever trying to strip the ball from me.
3rd and 5. Gene says it would be heck, Casey.
You go ahead and delete that out of there, Gene.
They're going to call encroachment or offsides against the Warriors.
I think their quarterback used a good hard count there and actually got two of our defensive linemen to jump.
You're right. Now, it will not give them the first down, but it will be 3rd and very short. Dramatically changes the play call here.
Hey, one thing we haven't seen tonight is their big tight end in the scouting report, who supposedly they threw to all the time. They haven't thrown to him once, number 44 over here. He's about 6'3", 247, and I haven't thrown to him once.
He's lined up right here on this end of their offensive formation, facing the camera. Quarterback wants to pass. It's tipped! Oh! Warriors can't get to it. It'll bring up 4th and short.
Casey, you called that play again because that's where that pass was going. Their big tight end, 44. Talked about him in the pregame. Probably the best athlete on the team. Our coaches were saying we wanted to focus on him and make sure that we shut him down, and obviously to this point in the game we really have.
That's Trey Dishon.
Who got that tip, guys?
Could not tell, and if Gene had brought up our instant replay
Right.
machine, I could have, but he didn't because he heard some silly rumor about rain.
That
All
could have
right.
been a great night for you guys
Ridiculous.
to be on that scaffolding.
Yeah, 4th and 1. Big point in the first half of this ball game. Can the Warriors hold
Down
again?
right here.
Oh, yes, they can. Now Zach Lumen gets him in the backfield.
Just dominating his man. Busts into the backfield, 3 yards deep, takes him down. Big 4th down stop.
I tell you what, the best thing that could have happened to that running back was the fact that he got spun down by Lumen, because Morgan Wheeler was coming in with a bead on him, and he would have put a hurt on him.
He was going to take it either way, take a big hit.
So the Warriors now will go on offense from their own 46.
Leading 28-12.
Two slots and a running back. Cruz in motion. Handoff to Jansen. Jansen's going to pick up 5 and then some as he goes through 2 tackles and ends up picking up 7 yards.
Once again, second quarter has been all Jansen. Hand him the ball. Let him take 6 yards at a time. They say 3 yards in a cloud of dust. 6 yards in a cloud of dust will work even better.
I tell you guys, I've kind of picked on Jansen for not running as low as I think he could. But another thing he does great is running, well, usually north and south. Tonight, east and west. That guy he sticks his nose up the field, carries that ball well, and just takes it upfield.
Jansen again with the carry. That time he ran through a couple of blockers and tacklers. He keeps fighting as he gets the ball down to the 35-yard line of the Chargers.
And you'll see right there, John Nordquist, number 50, all the way downfield, making blocks. Offensive linemen are getting off their first blocks and getting to that second level, and that's what's opening up holes for him and helping him break 2-3 tackles downfield.
Baldwin comes sprinting in with the play from the sideline. Down to 6 minutes to go in this second quarter. I would not given you a nickel for our chances of getting this deep into the ball game without another rain delay, so I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Shut up, Mike.
A little jinx thing.
Yeah,
maybe
Casey,
going on
you jinxed it right at the first play of the game.
Jansen with the carry. Jansen gets the ball down to the 30-yard line.
Just so everybody knows, we will be having a halftime. Us up here with all the delay. I was wondering if that would happen, but obviously state rules, they have to have a halftime. And we'd like to thank our second quarter sponsors while we have a chance: Marion Pharmacy, Triple R Hauling, and Shelter Insurance.
Speaking of state rules, Josh,
Yes.
after this play, I'll give you my 2 cents on the lightning delay.
2nd and 5. See if Heidebrecht stays on the ground. He does. No, he keeps the ball. Well, he does stay on the ground, but he doesn't hand off to Jansen. Heidebrecht goes around that right side, and he's got the first down. They push him back, but if they give him any forward progress, he's there. Casey, what's your take on the line?
Well, I'm all for safety of the kids, obviously, but this rule of 30 minutes from the last lightning strike, well, you've got the technology we have today, and you can pull the radar up on your phone or on any device, and you can see that the storm has clearly moved past. I don't know. I think they ought to give the officials at the site a little leeway on when to resume play.
I thought that it showed a little favoritism at the beginning of the game when they had the players off in the locker room and they had the band out there still playing the national anthem. Because I did both.
That's a very good point, Josh. 1st and 10 Warriors. Jansen with the carry. Jansen right up the middle. Jansen's got a big gain. He's got another first down as he's near the 10-yard line.
Looks like another pickup of about 16 yards for Jansen. He is rumbling, stumbling. He's got the muddiest jersey out there, and he's really leading the way here for us.
He's having a great night.
Case comes out of the ball game. I think that's, Robson comes in. Robson will split out near side. Baldwin far side. Cruz and Williams, your slot backs. Heidebrecht from, we had
two men in motion.
A little Canadian Football League action going on there. We had people moving all over the place.
XFL.
It says, yeah, there you go. I don't know why they flew that flag. It's a very effective play for us.
Or arena football. You can have 2 guys in motion in arena football.
and one of them can actually be going towards the line of
Towards the
scrimmage.
line of scrimmage, that's right.
I attended my first arena football game this spring. Likely be my last.
I don't think football games should usually end 76-64.
First and goal from the 13-yard line. Jansen with the carry. A nice defensive play. Going to stop him after a short gain. 3-yard gain. It'll be second and goal from the 10.
Hey, might we see a field goal?
Yeah.
Oh,
3:29 to go. 28-12 our score, and that's in the second quarter. I was so stuffed after the chicken fried steak Gene bought me on the way up here. I thought I'd never be hungry again, but it's been so long since I ate. Now I'm kind of hungry.
Second down. What yard line are we on down there?
We're on the 10. Jansen with the carry. Jansen right up the gut. He's in the zone with a Case and Son touchdown.
He was barely touched on that play. It looked like simple trap right up the middle. Jansen once again just taking it to the house on this possession.
another thing about Jansen that there was something about him I couldn't put my finger on, and I've just figured it out. He hits that hole as quick as any back maybe we've ever had here. I mean, those first 3 or 4 steps are amazing.
So Case with the extra point attempt. 34-12 our score. And
missed that one.
And that one's wide left. So our score remains 34-12. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Our first quarter sponsors, as Josh mentioned earlier.
Second
quarter. Marion Pharmacy, Triple R Hauling, and Shelter Insurance. Want to thank those fine folks.
If we're still in the first quarter, we're in trouble.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little bit punchy here. At the half, we'll have the St. Luke Hospital Quarterly Report. St. Luke Hospital sponsors Casey's Comments each and every week.
So here we are up 34-12. We've really kind of pulled away in this game. 3 minutes left to go in the first half.
The officials are, now they got all mixed up. For about 15 yards, the officials were walking side by side in absolute synchronized steps. It looked like they were in the marching band or something. I just want to bring out those little things.
Speaking of the officials tonight, I don't know if you noticed that they're all wearing white pants.
Yeah, I did notice that.
There's a reason for that, you know.
Well, what would that be, Josh?
It's in honor of Rick Bowden, former Kansas legislature. And he passed away a couple weeks ago, and I heard this on the radio up here in the booth during our rain delay, so it was an interesting little tidbit.
He is also, he was in the Kansas legislature, and then was the, I don't think he was ever the executive director. I think he was like the number 2 guy at the Kansas State High School Activities Association. And I remember Rick Bowden for many years. As a matter of fact, I was shocked when he passed away because it didn't seem like he could be very old.
They said that they are wearing the white pants in honor of him because he was very against them switching to the black pants.
I agree with him. They look right. They look like they ought to look. End over end kick from Case, going to be taken at the 15-yard line, brought back up the middle of the field. Tell you what, their kick returners are dangerous. That's 15 again. That's Dakota Bayless.
And guys, I think that kickoff was planned that way. Griff was kind of lined up at an angle, and I think maybe Coach told him to kick it that way, just the way it looked. He didn't line up like he was going to try to kick it deep.
Well, and it might have been trying to combat the return abilities of this Horton Chargers team because they've been dangerous.
I think that's exactly what they were doing. They still got a great field position.
Yeah, as Horton will take over from their own 47. Handoff, and number 12 is met in the backfield, and there's just no running room for him whatsoever.
I think all this rain might have actually been to our benefit, considering their first possession of the game. They came out really throwing the ball, and since we've come back, you can see the field's starting to get muddy, more running the ball, and it's actually been to our favor.
Matthias, the running back, got up limping after that play. Dickett Baldwin and I think that was Nathan Sear in on that last tackle. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Quarterback wants to pass. He's got a lot of pressure.
Who's that chasing?
Baldwin's chasing him.
Ooh.
Cruz drops him down right on the out of bounds or the sideline. It was a good legal tackle.
Baldwin had him absolutely dead to rights coming around the end, drove him out of bounds, and who was that? Cruz that went ahead and finished up the job there on the sideline.
Ends up being a 5-yard gain, so it's 3rd and 5.
Guys, you probably can't tell up there, but I think the front is moving through. All of a sudden, we've got about a 5-10 mile-an-hour breeze.
Flag's starting to move.
Flag's starting to move, and it may get a little breezy before this night's over.
Ball's on the 44-yard line. 3rd down. Quarterback fakes, wants to throw. He's got a lot of pressure. Just lofts that thing out of bounds over here. The big tight end you talked about before, Deshaun was there, but he was out of bounds.
We had Baldwin all over the quarterback again. Who else was that? Someone else just had them just scrambling for his life. I believe that was also Zach Lumen again in the backfield. He's not running. He's scrambling for his life right now.
Heidebrecht deep, Snelling the up man again. Snelling's on about the 30 as they line up for their punt here on 4th and 5. Nice snap. Punts away. Good end-over-end punt. Snelling calls a fair catch, takes it at the 31. Stumbled and fell down.
I thought he sprained his ankle there for a second.
Well, I tell you what, Casey, I know would agree with this. Snelling is not his game is all motion. He doesn't do things standing still. He just didn't know what to do after that because he just used to taking off. Casey calls him the missile.
The missile.
Warriors will have good field position from their own 31. 58, just short of 59 seconds to go.
Do we go to the air here with just 1 minute left in the first half, or?
Well, you know, it's a 34-12. There's certainly you can get another score here. You can really put this thing perhaps out of reach.
It's all fair in the first half.
Absolutely right. Now that's a handoff to Jansen. He's going to get a couple.
I bet he's going to run another play and run this thing down.
Yeah,
Well, go ahead, Josh.
I was just going to say, with the delays we've had to this point, with this big of a lead going into the last minute of the first half, I thought maybe Coach would want to just play it safe, get the guys in at halftime and get ready to come out in the second half.
Case on this side, Jones on the far side. 2nd and 8. And we've got a Tampa State Bank timeout called by the Warriors. It's their second of the evening.
Let's once again thank our second quarter sponsors, Marion Pharmacy. Go in and ask for Mackie Taylor, Triple R Hauling, and Shelter Insurance.
Go in and ask Mackie. Tell Mackie you heard on Channel 20 that her first place that she lived after getting married was in Horton, Kansas. This was ask her how many years ago it was. She'll appreciate that. And all you have to do is do that, and when she tells us who the first person to do it was, we'll get $5 to you. Well, we got the, as we have the timeout here, just talk a little bit about our trip up here. It was something over 2.5 hours, maybe closer to 3. This game, because both Marion and Horton found themselves with holes in their schedule. I'm not sure why Horton ended up having the no game here, but as you may have already heard, our game with, Sunrise Academy?
Sunrise Academy.
They suddenly dropped it because they couldn't field enough players to have an 11-man team or something of that nature. And our AD, Coach Teroff, and was searching for somebody to fill the hole. You don't want to have a hole in your schedule, and lo and behold, here's Horton. So it's a one-time deal. We will not see Horton and Marion next year. This was just to get both teams a game. Here we go.
I think, I'll tell you in a minute.
Cruz goes in motion.
Heidebrecht
gets the pass away. Nicely thrown pass caught by Jones. Jones takes it inside the 50. That'll stop the clock. Just about 18 seconds to go. Warriors call a timeout. That, by my count, is our last timeout.
Yeah, Sunrise Academy filled their game tonight with St. Mary's Sisters of the Blind. I've got a good friend whose son goes to Sunrise, and he's a freshman on the football team, and I don't miss a chance to rib him about this deal.
That was a laser bolt that Heidebrecht threw, and Jones pulled in. If the defender was right there, otherwise Jones might still be running.
No, it was just a quick seam route, and that ball was put where only our receiver could bring that in, and as you said, defenders on either side of him. It was a really good look downfield.
Think about the only person on the field that could catch James would be Taylor, and I'm not even sure if Taylor could catch him.
That was the one thing when their back broke loose, and our only man who had a shot at him was Jones, Casey, earlier. I felt like we still had a chance because Jones has got such great speed. Well, we've got 17.9 seconds to go. Warriors first down, 48-yard line of the Chargers.
Okay, let's see where we go this time. We got Griff split left, James split right. Caleb Williams might sneak out here. I think they're going to throw the other side of the field.
Warriors still on the attack. Heidebrecht drops straight back, has plenty of time, gets the ball away right over the middle of the field. I can't tell if that was intended for Jones or Case.
They were both there. Griff maybe had, just a couple more. He had a couple steps on his guy. If that ball would have just been just a little bit shorter, he would have been there on that play.
Ball seemed to kind of fall. Case was going across the field on a shorter route. Jones the longer, and the ball kind of fell in between them.
Between the two of them.
I think they might have. It looked like they were a little too close together to me.
Play only took about 8 seconds. We still have 11.7 to go. Boy, you can feel the temperature drop as we speak. Hand off to Jansen, and Jansen, he's got a first down. If he'll just go down, that'll stop the clock again, and it does. Warriors do not have a timeout, so if they want to get a play, they've got to get up there and line up before they restart the clock after moving the chains.
Who needs to pass the ball when you pick up 10 to 15 yards per run?
I think they're going to call that it. And let's go down now. We have the St. Luke Hospital quarterly report. Let's go to Casey on the sideline.
Well, guys, pretty entertaining first half, 34-12 Warriors. Really, Horton only had a couple of big plays. One, the freak pitch interception down here, and then on their first possession of the game, they did the fake reverse, kind of caught us off guard, and then their quarterback throws a perfect pass into the end zone. Otherwise, it's been all Marion. I mean, we've got to have, 300 yards of offense in the first half, I would think. Pretty close anyway. Taylor's got to have 150, 160. Jansen's got to be over 100 yards. So anyway, the Marion offense kind of having their way with Horton, and our defense is stepping up and playing the kind of game that we have come to expect them to play. I'm going to check my radar here, but I think the storms are gone. Like I said, this wind shift line has finally come through. We're going to have a wind, should be straight to the west in the second half, and it should continue to pick up. This is still pretty pleasant right now. Most of the first half there was absolutely no wind. So Warriors are electing to spend the halftime in the east end zone, and little known fact, I know this because we had to stop 4 times on the way up here for my wife. She can tell you why. But one of the times was at a rest area, and the Marion bus was there, and the boys were out, and I guess they were, I don't know if the air conditioning wasn't working on the bus, but they were just stifled. They had to stop just to get out of the bus and get some fresh air. So we were worried about them in the heat, maybe cramping up tonight, but so far it hadn't been a problem. And I saw Grant ask them where they wanted to go, and Griff Case and a couple of guys, they just pointed down here. They want to stay outside and stay cool. That first game of the year against El Saline, our second half we came out and we cramped up. I mean, half the team was laying down getting cramps worked out. And when I went in the locker room after the game, you could hardly stand in there. And Jason Beane said he thinks maybe the fact that they spent the whole halftime in that locker room got them overheated and dehydrated. So good plan for staying outside. I'm out of breath, guys. I've talked a lot.
That is the St. Luke Hospital quarterly report. Thanks to them, and thanks to our second quarter sponsors, Marion Pharmacy, Triple R Hauling, Shelter Insurance. As we start the third quarter of tonight's ball game, I want to thank Erie Real Estate, Marion Kiwanis, and the Marion High School Booster Club. our third quarter sponsors. End-over-end kick, taken at the 15-yard line. Nice tackle out there. That was Snelling. That was the missile as he shot down, grabbed the man around the ankles. Chargers will take over on the 25-yard line. And I got to say, Josh and Casey, that this Chargers team has done the best of any squad we've played all year. Now, I did, because of some family health issues, miss the Sedgwick game. But in terms of getting decent field position on Warriors kickoffs, these Chargers have done well.
First half takeaway for me was that our offensive and defensive line really controlled the game. Let's see how they come out in the second half.
Big number 44, the tight end goes in motion. Quarterback, almost picked off. I had it called as being picked off. Palick had it in his hands.
Their quarterback there kind of did a double clutch and then an ill-advised throw directly to the other team's player.
Guys, here's a little weather update for you. The main line of storms has moved well to the east, although there are some rogue storms that are off to the west of west and south of Horton. So we may not be done getting wet. If we can get through this third quarter though, and we still have this kind of lead, I would think they would just say, "Call it, boys."
I think you missed your calling, Casey. You had a good career as a weatherman.
2nd and 10. Quarterback drops back, wants to pass, a lot of pressure, gets the ball away. Cruz drags the ball carrier down after the reception, not interception.
They were looking for big number 44 over here. I think we had that red. That might have been a pick six if that quarterback would have made him.
I tell you, Casey, you were talking about Bulldog Bob Brown earlier. You're making the wrestling references. I think Rogue Storm would be the name of like the wrestler's girlfriend manager or something.
That's a good name.
That could be a band name.
Rogue Storm would be a good band name, yeah.
You know, Casey, I don't think they've hit 44 all night, if I'm correct.
No, I don't even know if they throw. I think that you said they tried to throw to him that time.
Went out of bounds.
Down.
Well, and then they threw to him over here. It was out of bounds. 3rd and 9. Quarterback turned to make the fake. Nobody there.
Oh, big hit from behind.
That's Nordquist there, along with Lumen, yes.
Zach Lumen having a career night. We could call him the Rogue Storm.
I like it.
It's a good nickname for him.
That is a good name.
I still remember when he came to my doorstep. He was about 5 years old, and he had this big grin on his face. He said, "We want to play with your boys."
4th and 13.
Pass.
Fake punt. Quarterback gets the ball away.
23, great breaking the ball.
I'm not sure if our defender broke it up or if their two receivers just interfered with each other there.
Marion Warriors will take over on downs.
Jones was there.
Casey, it's funny you said that because I still remember when I was 10 and we moved to Marion and a group of boys led by Wheelers and Darrows and the entire Locust Street gang showed up at our front door all wearing full pads and helmets saying, "Can you guys come play?" And needless to say, I was scared to death. Took me a few years to toughen up to that.
Well, welcome to the Locust Street gang.
That's how you get welcomed in Marion.
From their own 21, the Chargers gamble, trailing 34-12, go for the fake punt. Unsuccessful, so the Warriors now have fantastic field position. Cruz with the carry.
Coming.
Oh.
One tackle to break. And
exactly.
He's breaking that.
Good open field tackle brings Cruz down, but he gains 3.
Once
Casey,
again,
I couldn't help but think of you as they, from their own 21, I heard one of the people in the stands stand up and scream, "Kick a field goal" earlier.
in their stands?
Yeah, one of their people. Yeah, it would have been
a field goal.
It would have been a 87-yard field goal.
Maybe it was Casey screaming it from the other sideline.
3rd and 8, or 2nd and 8, excuse me. Jansen with the carry, just carrying the whole pile with him. And Casey may be out of range here with his mic, or he may have dead batteries, yeah. Casey's down inside the 10-yard line, as is the
Actually, I was talking to one of the chain gang here, and he was asking me what we did, and I was explaining to him, and he says that he works for the local cable company here. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, I was telling him how we usually bring the scaffolding and how when we're at home we've got replay and all that stuff. He was amazed.
Jansen with the carry. Nice job, just kind of tiptoeing through until he found a little bit of daylight.
I don't know if you guys saw over here on the left side of the screen, but Morgan Wheeler had his guy pancaked, laying flat on the ground.
I tell you, Casey, there's just, I guess we could probably pick a couple stars of the game, but it wouldn't be easy because there's a lot of Warriors having good games here tonight.
I'll tell you, my defensive player of the game is Zach Lumen, the Rogue Storm.
That's a good nickname. That is much better than the White Angus.
Second
Who was the White Angus?
AT.
AT would be Adam Thomas. Oh, I tell you what, Heidelberg thought about pitching, and then he remembered the intercepted pitch earlier. He just kept it turned back upfield.
Same kid, 23, actually missed his assignment. I think he was assigned to Taylor, and he let him slip by.
Heidelberg picked up 4 yards on that play, so it'll be 3rd and 1. We're at about 10:30 at night. We're 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. I know folks are tired of hearing us whine about this, but boy, it's been quite an evening.
I'll tell you, I've made my prediction about the wind, and it's settled back down again.
It did, didn't it?
Just enough room there to actually get a first down without a touchdown.
Jansen's in the zone. Case and Son touchdown, Adam Jansen. That'll make our score 40-12. Warriors on top.
Is that 2 or 3 touchdowns for Jansen on the night?
I've lost track.
Good question.
Taylor's got at least 3,
He's
right?
got 3. I think Jansen has.
We've got 6 total.
We'd have to get
we already established that math wasn't our strong suit.
Yeah, we need Lois Smith. Where's Lois when we need her? Because she would have that information.
She's close. I can find her if you want. Well, she's talking to the same cable guy I was.
Popular guy. It's just like a real good-looking guy. You're both hitting on him.
Had an immediate man crush. Oh, what's?
Oh, where's the flag?
Yep.
What is happening?
I would have thought unless they blocked that, it was the kick was no good. But I would have thought there would have been a flag. They took out the kicker. Casey, you need to teach Griff. He's got a flop in that circumstance.
Well, it looked like he did. I was watching the ball. I just looked up and saw he and Taylor both on the ground.
Oh.
But
I wonder if he might have been taken out by another Warrior.
Where's this official going? Well, an official just literally ran off the field.
Sprinted off the field.
Huh.
Yeah, it could be that with all the downtime, he may have been drinking too many Mountain Dews in the little ref's room back there. Oh, no, here he comes back. I think he went to get a rag to wipe off the ball because he's coming back with a little. Oh, no, you know what? He forgot his flag. He went back and got his flag. And
they would have towels on them already, and the balls would be switched out during possession.
I get you. That makes sense, but I saw him carrying this piece of cloth, but I realized he left his flag in the locker room. It's been a very clean game in this 3rd quarter. Now we know why. The refs forgot their flags.
Well, this official on my end down here would be the umpire, I think, in the white hat. I tell you guys, you get a good look at him. He looks like he's about 87.
And the rest of them look like they're about 18. Have you looked at the others? It's like I don't know, Gandalf the Wizard and all the youngsters. End over end kick from Case, angling towards the sideline. That's going to go out of bounds. Which will put Horton at the 35-yard line, and actually that's some of the poorer field position they've had to start a possession tonight.
Yeah. Well, guys, that's where he's trying to kick it. He's got that thing lined up, and he's intentionally kicking it to that side. That really would have worked if it wouldn't have gone out of bounds because there wasn't anybody close to it.
Yeah, that's true, and it just trickled out of bounds right at the end.
As conversations start to circle around Gandalf and Rogue Storm, I'm really starting to have an appreciation for the amount of time that you guys have to fill during these broadcasts.
You mean
now,
as it starts to deteriorate? Is that what you're trying to say?
yeah. Now, well, when the score gets a little out of control, as it tends to in Marion games when we're blowing the other team out, you got to find a filler.
From the 35. Oh. And boy,
Another
the
hard
whole
count.
Marion line went, so I don't know if that was a hard count or if we had a little flinch from a offensive lineman. No, I think it was the hard count.
Well, Wheeler got through there, that's for sure.
Yes, he did.
I believe he was unevaded to the quarterback.
I'm impressed with Derek Stone, the number 7, their quarterback. He's a junior. We talked about him. Not a big kid, 5'10", 155, but he's played really hard. He's displayed pretty good footwork and good use of the hard count. Pulled the Warriors off a couple of times. And the
Good
Warriors
arm.
are in
I
the
got him there.
backfield. Yeah. That was Palick. And no, Casey, he came on that blitz. No one touched him.
Yep, he's doing a good job on that tonight.
Second and 6 for Horton here. Defensive line continues to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Marion takes Robson out of that defensive backfield, brings Snelling in.
I'm amazed at the quickness of our defensive linemen, too. It's not just that they're overpowering them. They're really exploding into the backfield.
They really do have good quickness.
They're all athletes, and about half this defense are wrestlers in the wintertime.
2nd and 5, or well, 2nd and 6, and we've got a flag. This time it will be procedure. I think the impending blitz kind of got a flinch from one of the offensive linemen for sure.
It's like 67. Sean Buchanan was just about to rush that backfield.
Now you take Nordquist and Zach Lumen and Kyle Palick, all those kids are wrestlers in the wintertime. And you look at our defensive linemen and you talk about their quickness, there's not hardly an ounce of fat on any of them. These are all lean, strong, quick kids.
2nd and a short 11. Quarterback rolls to his left, wants to throw, gets a good throwaway right on the sideline.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. He's running to his left. He's a right-handed quarterback, and he put that ball just about a yard too long. See Coach Smith talking to the safety over there about that play. That'll make it 3rd down. One thing I've noticed this year is everywhere we go, there is an abundance of cheerleaders. Horton has 12 of them. It seems like everywhere we go, this is one of the smaller groups, but it's still a lot of girls.
This is just the A team.
Oh, okay. From the shotgun. Straight
Oh,
drop.
wow.
And that was the receiver slipped and fell down. That's really the first time I've seen anything that looked like it could have been attributable to a slick field.
Talking about the defensive lineman, I'm just happen to be noticing the last few plays that Morgan Wheeler is getting double teamed every single play.
That'll bring up 4th down. So
Let's see if they try the fake again. I would bet not.
from the 35. Heidebrecht deep for the Warriors.
Blocked. What are you doing, James? We never touched it.
Yeah, we did not touch it.
Listen, Zach Robson's out there in James's face. Zach's the smartest kid on the team. Like, get away from that.
Well, I was scared for a minute that we might try to pick it up and advance it, and at that point, Casey, disaster could happen.
Right.
Well, if you remember my bold prediction before the game, we now do have a blocked punt. So I believe I called that.
You did. That's correct. Yep. I forgot that.
Mm-hmm.
I must have missed that. It must have been when I was off. I believe you, though.
It's recorded.
Warriors have possession at the 42-yard line. 42-yard line of the Chargers now. So, again, great field position to start a drive. Jansen with the carry. Jansen's got some running room. And that is just one of, I don't know how many times he's done pretty much that same play all night long.
Just 10 yards a clip, no reason to stop running it until they can stop it. You just keep running it right down their throats.
I got a feeling that's about all we're going to see the rest of the night. I would say Coach is going to play it close to the vest. He's not going to do anything to probably – he wants to keep Taylor from getting outside, getting a chance to get hurt. And I don't think you're going to hurt Jansen. Just
First down from the 30-yard line now for the Warriors.
Just keep feeding him the ball.
Jansen with the carry. And once again, good hard running. He's going to pick up 5 for Jansen. I'll make that 4. Second and, well, make it 3. Second and 7. Short 7.
Where's our statistician?
Yeah, where are they?
I'd like to know how many yards Jansen has tonight.
I think Casey's right. I would be surprised if I'm not saying we'll never pass again, but I think we'll play fairly conservatively, keep the clock moving. Second down. That's Cruz with the carry. Comes around this side. No, it's not. It's Williams. I'm sorry. Williams puts on a couple of nice moves, still going inside the 10-yard line.
Just read his blockers perfectly, came right around the end. Pick up over 20 on the play, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. As we're down now to, it's kind of hard to see from this.
We're on the 5-yard line.
5, okay. So Warriors first and goal from the 5. We got 4:52 to go in this third quarter with the Warriors leading 40-12. So everybody getting in on the act tonight. Jansen with the carry.
Jansen.
Waiting for a signal. And he's short. Second and goal now from the 1.
At the 1.5-yard line there.
That's the 3, guys.
Yeah, that's the 3.
Well, it's hard to see from here, Casey. We'll take your word for it because you're right on it.
Yeah, it's right on, almost on the extra point hash.
See who everybody, if you're a running back right now, everybody's just chomping at the bit to have that call go their way. Jansen gets the call.
He's in.
He's in the zone. Jansen's in the zone. Tally 6 more for the Warriors. That's a Case and Son touchdown.
Just a dominating drive, taking a lot of time off of the clock and just wearing down their defense even more. And one more time, Jansen is in the zone.
Casey, we can kind of tell apparently the wind must be coming up, picking up a little bit more again because we can hear the wind in your mic. So are you feeling much of anything down there?
It has, the flag is moving slightly. It's nothing. It's no gale, but anyway, it's coming up out of the west-northwest.
Nope, that was blocked.
Blocked.
So the score remains 46-12.
I tell you guys, they've had a good rush on their extra points all night. I don't know what's going on. I know that time Griff had a shoe on and was ready before the score. Last couple times he was kind of rushing it, but Horton, give credit give credit to Horton. They doing a good job on those extra points.
I think their special teams play has been good all night on kickoff returns. They've had a good rush on punts and extra points as well.
It really has. And their punter, like you said, is one of the better punters we've seen this year.
Our third quarter sponsors tonight are Harry Real Estate, Marion Kiwanis, and Marion High School Boosters Club. I want to also mention our broadcast area sponsor, Jerry Cady Insurance. And for the second half, our Warrior sponsors are Marion Auto Supply, Edward Jones Investments, Gambino's Pizza, and HRK Variety. And Gene points out that had that extra point been good, Marion would now have a 35-point lead in the second half, and we'd have a running clock.
I just realized that's why the Horton guys up here.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to kick to this corner again.
Good driving kick. Bounces off the man's shoulder pads.
Another fake reverse.
Yeah, another fake reverse. And he gets the ball out about just about the 20-yard line.
That'd be the missile again on the tackle. Seth Snelling.
So with a 34-point lead, what the Warriors want to do here, obviously, is stop Horton, force the punt, get the ball back, and get another score. Although if you're a junior varsity player, you don't like that idea because you want to get as much playing time as you can get. You don't want a running clock to impair that.
Ooh, there's the breeze, guys.
Horton back on offense. Quarterback keeps, runs through a couple of tackles before being drugged down.
That was all Jacob Baldwin right there, cutting down the angle. Running back had nowhere to go.
Stone ends up losing about 2 yards on that carry. And everything seems to be moving in slow motion as we kind of hit the wall here in the latter portions of this third quarter. Maybe I'm just hitting the wall. Second and 12. It's a short 12. Oh, nice pass. Nice catch. The ball pops
was
out. That's a catch and a fumble.
That was all Caleb Williams right there. Caleb Williams came up and he knocked the snot out of that guy. Jarred the ball loose, crawled over, picked it up. All Caleb Williams.
And that was a screen pass. I noticed that our defensive lineman came right through, and they were actually letting them through untouched to sneak that back out and hope that there was an opening over there, but our linebackers weren't biting.
Josh, against Bennington, I saw Nick Meyer have one of the big linemen. He's smart as well as a good athlete, and we knew that they ran a lot of screens. They tried to set up a bubble screen, and Nick literally took about 2 steps, realized what it was, dropped back, and intercepted the screen pass. Nice. Behind him were all of their blockers ready to go, but he just took it away and then rumbled back downfield with it.
Were you insinuating that most good athletes are not smart, Mike?
That's not what I'm insinuating, Casey.
Zach Robson in at quarterback now.
Yep. Oh. And with the pitch, which was not handled but went out of bounds, there's no damage to the Warriors. No, all I meant to say by that was that Nick is smart and that he read that screenplay pass. And
I know what you meant. That's Zach Robson in at quarterback now. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yep. Did when you said that earlier.
Yeah, well, I got ran over here. I kind of remember what I said.
So 4-yard gain on that play. Snelling in at the slot back. Robson now in at quarterback. Cruz the other slot. Hand off to Williams, who's at the fullback position. In the zone. Williams just kept going, and he scores another TD for the Warriors.
He would not be denied.
I just was pausing because I looked up and they did put those points on the Chargers side of the board, but they're fixing that right now.
These guys are really.
Oh yeah, they're the home team.
Well, they're telling me they're the home team. They got to get something out of this deal. All right, 2:18 to go and counting in the third quarter. And the reason that I say and counting is because normally the clock is stopped, of course, on an extra point attempt, but we've got the running clock situation now because of the score with the Warriors up by more than 35 in this third quarter.
Is that a new rule?
Well, it's new to you.
Okay.
It's not that new.
There
Griff
we
gets
go.
a kick up right down the middle. So the Warriors tack on one more, 53-12.
That's our 8th touchdown, guys.
I think you need to go find Lois, Casey, and find out how many touchdowns we've got spread out among the various players. Not total number of touchdowns, but who has 3, who has 2, and so on. I don't hear him volunteering to go do that.
Yeah, I'll be right on it.
Well, we've got a Tampa State Bank stoppage of play here. And while we have that, let's mention that in just a moment we'll go down to the for our quarterly report, sponsored by St. Luke Hospital. Go to Casey on the sidelines. Well, for the last time tonight, we'll mention Harry Real Estate, Marion Kiwanis, and Marion Booster Club, our third quarter sponsors.
I also, as I start to quiet down and run out of things to talk about with you here, I just want to thank you guys for having me up in the booth tonight. It's been fun as always.
Well, Josh, we've enjoyed having you, but if having you join us means that we're going to go lightning delays and rain delays and typhoons and
I bring excitement with me.
Sharknadoes and everything else that we had here tonight, you won't be invited back. We're liable to, of course, the clock's still running during that interlude. We may get this kickoff before the quarter ends, and you can hear the wind really picking up and the breeze blowing in the press box here. Here's Griff Case with the kick. Line drive, end over end kick, down to the 10-yard line. And
like
blow your whistle! Why didn't he blow his whistle?
Yeah, it looked like his knee went down, but he's going to get the ball out to the 30-yard line, and that'll end the third quarter.
Go ahead.
So, Casey, we'll come down to you. You can talk about whistles for the St. Luke Hospital quarterly report.
Well, I was telling you about this 87-year-old umpire over here, and he may be older than that. I'm trying to be nice to him, but the guy was down on both knees right here with the ball, and he had the whistle in his mouth, and it was almost like he couldn't blow it. Anyway, they're doing a great job. But, okay, Lois has walked away from me now, so I can tell you, I didn't want to say this too close to her, but I think she's wrong. And I hope she doesn't listen to the broadcast. She's trying to tell me that Taylor's got 2 touchdowns and that John Nordquist has 1. And I said, I don't think so, Lois. I think he had 1 last week. She says, well, he's got 1 tonight, too. So, you guys remember John scoring tonight?
I'm trying to think of
I don't think he did. Anyway, I know Taylor's got 3 touchdowns because he got them all in the first quarter or the first half. Anyway, Taylor's got 3, Jansen's got 3, and Caleb's got 2. So that's our 8 right there.
It's all running together on McCasey. Didn't we have a tipped ball and an interception, or was that last week by a lineman?
They did.
Yeah, I don't think Nordquist has scored tonight. He blocked a punt and scored last week. Blocked a punt in the end zone, landed on it for a touchdown. But pretty sure he hasn't scored tonight. If he has, I had a complete lapse of memory because I don't remember it.
All right, we'll start this fourth quarter. Our fourth quarter sponsors are
Carlson's Grocery, Hannaford Abstract, and Hillsboro Free Press.
first down and 10 for the Chargers. Pass it out here in the flat. Number 15 breaks through a couple of tackles. Picks up a nice gain as he gets the ball out to the 37-yard line.
Mike, do we have some backup players coming in on defense too?
Yeah, guys, we got
everybody.
a lot of JV guys.
I said everybody. That may not be totally true. Snelling's still out there. Jansen's out there in the middle. But other than that, everybody out there is a JV player. You can tell by those clean white jerseys.
I'm just disappointed to see that the Rogue Storm has come out of the game.
2nd and 3. Oh, nice handoff, and Carey will pick up the first down. That'll move the chains. From the 42-yard line, it'll be first down for the Chargers. In the ball game now for the Warriors, number 54 is Jeremy Het. Number 15 is Remington Putter. Number 64 out there is Dylan Carpenter. And Josh, let's continue to get some names attributed to the numbers on these new players. Peyton Heidebrecht, number 2. High snap, quarterback pitches, going around the right side. Got some running room. And he finally drug down after a nice gain, pick up a 7.
I don't know who you've already called, but I saw number 30, Aaron Riggs, out there near making that tackle.
I was going to say that was a nice play out there by a JV kid, but that was Snelling on that tackle. So we've come to expect him to make plays like that. I think he's the only regular defensive personnel that's still on the field.
Tyler Orocha's in the ball game. Just looking for numbers here now. Second down. 3 yards to go. Pitch is going to come this direction.
Oh,
Warriors
Couple
string
of
it
big
out.
blocks.
Nice one-on-one tackle out here by the Warriors. Number 15. Yeah.
Remington putter.
yeah, Rem's a scrappy kid.
Pushed his blocker aside and made the hit. That was a great tackle.
Remington's a sophomore, 5'6", 142.
Well, is there a nickname for the JV guys when they come into the varsity games these days?
They're called the JV.
The JV.
Yeah.
Okay.
Putter, I've kind of got one for him. He's still kind of young and learning the game. He's sort of like a dust NATO. That just came to me.
47-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Chargers. Handoff right up the middle. And good run is going to be out to the 40-yard line.
Now we need to find a Sharknado.
Yeah, I mentioned that a little bit ago. Cade Harms in on that tackle, number 63. 74 now coming in the game is Ryan Cochran. We're down to 8:43 in the ball game. Warriors leading 53-12.
I wish Casey would have given me my nickname.
Gonna be the Sharknado. Well, that's from a Sci-Fi Channel movie that was on here a while back.
I like his creativity.
Don't encourage.
I used to call you a lot of things, Josh, back in the day.
Oh, nice run. Going to pick up the first down and get the ball down inside the Warrior 30. I'll tell you what, Stone has not quit in this ball game. He may be down, but he has been a gamer all night long.
And they are picking up some yards on this drive. It's a great opportunity for some younger players to really get some experience in a varsity game.
Well, it really is, and you know now Stone comes out as Horton substitutes freely as well.
Guys, we got number 80 in here. I think that's Jarrett Johnson over here at the corner, about 105 pounds, maybe.
110. High snap. Pitch coming this direction.
Snelling.
Oh,
Big
nice
time.
tackle. Nice tackle. Snelling drags him down after a short gain.
Great hit. $7:20 left in the fourth quarter.
Not quite 11 o'clock. Just saying.
Is that all it is?
Not
Feels
quite.
a lot later than that.
Yeah, good thing it's only 3 hours home.
Second down. Hand off again, right up the gut. New quarterback is Derek Richardson. He's a sophomore for the Chargers.
And we got Peyton Heidebrecht in the game, number 2. I know his number.
63, I mentioned earlier, Cade Harms is in the ball game.
Have we missed anybody?
Yeah,
Number 1 just came in. Who's that?
number 1 is Ezra Darnell.
Ezra, yep.
5'6", 132 freshman. 3rd and 4 for the Chargers. Quarterback keeps. And just not much
Stuff
there.
Right up the middle.
And Josh, you know, I recognize, and I would not have faulted the Horton coach at all if he'd have just left the entire varsity in and, you know, you want to get some points. But I also respect the fact that he recognized the Warriors had the JV in, and he wants to get his kids some.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to get his team some playing time, too, at this point. The game's been wrapped up. I do think some of their regular offensive linemen are still in the game. But
And that's okay, too. You know, if you're a back, you need an opportunity to run behind the starting offensive line now.
Yeah,
and
that's
then.
right.
4th down and 3 for the Chargers. Quarterback pitches. And the ball booted. Man picks it up. Gets the ball down to about the 20. Going to be close.
I think he's a couple yards short.
Okay. Looks like the Warriors
Take over on
JV
downs.
held, and they'll get an opportunity to go on offense with 5:15 to go in the ball game and a running clock.
And Mike, you were saying how the other kind of showed some respect by putting in their JV. And, you know, Grant knows this Horton coach mainly through the powerlifting meets that we host in Marion every year. That's kind of his connection. And like I said before, this whole thing's been kind of a fun, feel-good experience, and it feels a heck of a lot better when you're on top 53-12.
It does, but I, seriously, everybody that we've dealt with here has been nothing but accommodating and helpful and nice, and you know, you sure want to.
These guys up in the booth actually said they wanted to buy us some food after the game, so they've really been accommodating.
No, they didn't say that.
No. They're not laughing even. They're just
I think it's called Topeka.
They told us there's lots of food in Topeka. There's going to be a penalty of 5 yards marched off against the Warriors. I think that was a delay of game. So now with the JV offense on the field.
Mason Peterson in at quarterback.
Mason Peterson hands off, and ball carrier met in the backfield. Going to lose a little bit.
lost a couple yards on the play.
Mason is a freshman. He's a 6 foot, 141-pound freshman. Plays at quarterback. Also, Jacob Baldwin plays some quarterback as well. But they went right to the freshman QB here.
They've done that before, Mike. I was sort of puzzled why they wouldn't give Jake some reps. But
wide out, split out on each side, one man in motion. And again, the ball is handed off, and there's going to be a loss on the play. Snelling, the ball carrier.
Having been in that position as a freshman coming into a game, since I happen to be a freshman in '96 when we got quite a bit of playing time, I will tell you, when you can tell that the other team starts to put in some of their backups, it's a big relief because it's pretty scary when you come in against the other team's starters.
3rd and about 20.
Nice keep.
Yeah. Peterson's going to go out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Now see if. Well, I guess we are doing JV punt. Oh, I think we got the foreigner in, boys. I think we got our foreign punter in the game.
Yeah, I'm looking for any of these kids. None of them have punter. What's the number, Casey? Give me a number. We cannot see it from here.
Number 90.
Okay, 90 is Paul Strotman. Snap. Gets a kick away. Gets a pretty good punt away. It's going to be taken.
Reverse.
Yeah, they handed it off to 15, and he makes a nice return. 15th, Dakota Bayless. He has been one of their studs all night long.
What did you say number 90's name was?
90 on our roster is Paul Strotman.
Okay, I've heard, in fact, just tonight somebody said that they have heard that he has just been booming the ball in practice. He must be a soccer player from wherever he's from. And
yeah, well, there was nothing wrong with that punt. You don't normally see the JV punter get it off that well.
Left-footed, too.
Well, I did not notice that detail. Good job. We got a minute 35 to go now in the ball game. Again, Warriors up 53-12. We want to thank our fourth quarter sponsors, Carlson's Grocery, Hannaford Abstract, Hillsboro Free Press. Handoff, this 30 cuts it outside, makes a nice run, going to get a first down.
About a minute left in the game. Horton still fighting hard.
30 is Sage Lewis. He's a sophomore for the Chargers.
Guys, we are under a minute.
Just because the fourth quarter has flown by, I want to one more time. I know I just did it, but again, Carlson's Grocery, Hannaford Abstract, Hillsboro Free Press. Thank those fourth quarter sponsors. We may have 2 plays left in this game. This may be the last one. Quarterback's going to roll this direction. The pitch is on the ground.
We'll get to it.
And going to be a big loss on that play. The Warriors are running defensive players out there wanting to see one more play so they can get in the scorebook.
Got number 90 in the game
left.
again. We're going to see if he can hit somebody now.
I don't think he's
No,
going to
not
get an
gonna do it.
opportunity. Well, with that, our final score is going to be Marion Warriors 53, Horton Chargers 12. And we will have our quarterly report sponsored by St. Luke Hospital, Casey Case.
Well, guys, when it's all said and done, this has been a great trip up to Horton, Kansas. Had a good time today getting up here, and we got up and had to deal with some weather issues. But like you guys said, everybody up here has been very hospitable, very sportsmanlike, very friendly. And one last thought. It was the night of the rogue storm.
Yes. I was going to say that.
Literally.
Josh, any final comments from you?
Well, Casey just stole my final comment. I was going to say this game shall ever be known as the game of the Rogue Storm, but just really impressed with offense and defensive lines. You know, the line on both sides of the ball was absolutely dominant. Heidelberg at quarterback just absolutely controlled the first half, and then Jansen really put it away for him in the second half. So overall, solid effort, and just happy to be here. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right. For Jay Smith up at the top of the press box, Gene Winkler in here putting away equipment, Casey Case on the sideline, and Josh Powers. This is Mike Powers saying good night, Mr. and Mrs. Warrior fan.